All right, I'm back with another video. Trump speaks at National Association of Black Journalists conference in Chicago. Apparently, they invited Kamala Harris and Trump. I think she went to a funeral. Can't remember the lady's name, but somebody passed in the government, so she's at that funeral. Trump accepted, and for some reason they made him wait like 35 minutes before they called him out on stage. I haven't seen this complete video. I've seen clips of it, but I hear the beginning is pretty good. So I think he was out there for about 35 minutes, but I don't think I'll get through the whole thing. Let's get started. Let's check it out. Let me set it up real quick, guys. Let's see. Right about there is probably good. All right, let's see.
Currently in conversation with Vice President Kamala Harris's team to schedule a Q&A either in person or virtually in September. As journalists, we use opportunities like these both to inform our reporting, but also to help voters understand the choices that they face in a consequential and historic election year. NABJ has partnered with PolitiFact to fact-check this conversation in real time.
Fact check.
You can access that feed on social media.
Why don't you just do your own research?
Using the hashtag NABJFactCheck. Again, the hashtag is NABJFactCheck. We have a lot to get to, and we do not want to waste any time, so let's bring out the former President of the United States, the Republican nominee for President, former President Donald Trump.
There he is.
Hi, Mr. Trump. Rachel Scott, BBC. Thank you. How are you? How are you?
What a gentleman.
Mr. President, we so appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true.
Wow.
You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe black.
Okay, I paused it right there because in the middle of her question, I mean, that's the first question, guys. I mean, look at how hostile, like it's amazing. Let's see what he has to say.
Black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions
Look at him
that
looking
they
around.
ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question so in such a horrible manner. The first question. You don't even say,
that's a good
hello,
one.
How are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country, including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for black workers and black entrepreneurs. I've done so much, and you know, and I say this, historically black colleges and universities were out of money, they were stone cold broke, and I saved them, and I gave them long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that.
Okay, what do you guys think about that? Honestly, like what? I mean, you get invited somewhere, right? You're their guest, and that's how they come at you. You know, I mean, it's rude, and I mean the way that he's handling it. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, that's the way you handle it. I know a lot of people they get upset with masculinity. That's masculinity. I mean, I don't care who you're dealing with. If it's a woman, if it's a black woman, if it's a white woman, you deal with everybody the same. You don't let people just run you over, be rude to you. You need to stand up for yourself and say, hey, listen. So that's what I think. Let me know what you think. Let's check it out.
And let me go a step further. I was invited here, and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense. And then you said, you can't do it with Zoom. Well, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late. Just so we understand, I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something was wrong.
Mr. President, I would love if you can answer the question on your rhetoric and why you believe
I have
that
answered
black
the
voters should
question.
trust you with another 4
I have
years.
been the best president for the black population since Abraham Lincoln. That's my answer.
Better than President Johnson, who signed the Voting Rights Act?
And for you to start off a question and answer period, especially when you're 35 minutes late because you couldn't get your equipment to work, in such a hostile manner, I think it's a disgrace.
Let me just ask a follow-up, sir, and then we'll move on to other questions here. Some of your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket.
I mean, it's just so crazy. I mean, she said the word black like 30 times already. Like, if you guys haven't, gotten the picture yet, we're talking about black, and white, and racism, and this guy's racist, this guy's racist. It's like they want you to believe it so bad that if they just continually say it over and over and over, I guess there is a small segment of the population that is so uninformed and so stupid that they're gonna just, he's racist. I mean, when you really look into it, this man is not racist, but, it's this lady is, I don't know how she's going to get through 30 minutes like this.
As a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language?
DEI hire, is that acceptable language? Diversity, equity, inclusion, I believe that stands for. And that's what's happening throughout the country, where private businesses are doing this, where they're, I think Coca-Cola, where they say, okay, you have to have so many black people, so many, lesbians, so many, whatever in your company, to get, to get funding or to get, it's crazy.
To you, and will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead.
There we go.
How do you define
diversity, equity, inclusion?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
That is
give me a
literally
definition
the words
then. Would you give me a definition
DEI.
of that? Give me a definition of that.
Sir, I'm asking you a question, a very direct question.
Define it for me, if you would.
I just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So, I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe
I
that
think somebody should look into that too when you continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire?
She became a black person. That's funny, bro.
I really don't know. I mean, I really don't know. Could be. There are some, and there are plenty. I know this lady right over there, Harris, is a fantastic person who just interviewed me at length. and we had a great interview, I think, and I heard you got very good ratings on that
Well, you
interview.
told me it was the longest one of your life, so we had a good discussion. Look, I want to talk about why you're here today. I mean, it is not lost on us how divided we are as a country. And as you were coming today, we really got to see that we were divided along the lines of race, along the lines of gender. And there is this question of, in this moment where we are, why come here? What is your message today?
My message is to stop people from invading our country that are taking, frankly, a lot of problems with it. But one of the big problems, and a lot of the journalists in this room I know and I have great respect for, a lot of the journalists in this room are black. I will tell you that coming from the border are millions and millions of people that happen to be taking black jobs. You had the best.
What exactly is a black job, sir?
A black job is anybody that has a job. That's what it is. Anybody that has a job.
All right.
And
Mr. President,
they're taking the employment away from black people. They're coming in, they're invading. It's an invasion of millions of people, probably 15, 16, 17 million people. I have a feeling it's much more than that. And
You know what it is? I guess people can't put their feelings aside and listen to what he's saying. You know, I mean, I understand. You know, people can be like, you know, what's a black job? Like, it's so. You know what he's talking about. You know, we all understand what he's talking about. There are people. I mean, and there's Mexicans. Anyone who is, let's say, making under, what is it, like 35,000, 30,000 a year. Those are low income jobs that